Imagine being in a room full of people and still feeling utterly alone. Welcome, dear listener, to our in-depth exploration into an omnipresent human emotion, loneliness. In the next few minutes of this immersive journey, we aim to delve the abyss of solitude, exploring its potential causes, the profound effects it can have on our mental and emotional well-being, and the possible solutions that can help us combat this issue. Loneliness isn't just about physical, it's about the failure to connect on a deeper, more meaningful level. Together, we'll be shining a light on this often misunderstood emotion, transforming the cold isolation into a warm connection, the stark solitude into shared, relatable experiences. You to join us on this journey. Stick around, participate, engage, and let's together unravel the enigma of loneliness. To address a problem, we must first understand it. Loneliness is a complex emotional response, a deep-seated sensation that one is alone, disconnected from the world around them. It is a perception of a deficit in the quality of social connections one has, not merely the number of friends or acquaintances in their life. Loneliness is a disheartening experience, where an individual feels alienated, even when surrounded by scores of people. It's a psychological state where a person can feel utterly alone in a bustling crowd, secluded in their own bubble of solitude. This solitary feeling is a silent epidemic affecting millions around the globe. It is not exclusive to any particular demographic. It transcends age, gender, and social status. Loneliness is more than just a state of mind associated with feelings of isolation, emptiness, and unwanted solitude. Remember, this feeling of isolation can happen to anyone, anywhere, and at any. Now that we know what loneliness is, we can delve deeper into its potential origins. This emotion can often be triggered by significant shifts in our lives, changes that alter our everyday routines or thrust us into unfamiliar scenarios. It can also stem from personal characteristics such as a lack of adept social skills, which might hinder our ability to form and maintain meaningful connections with others. Moreover, our surroundings play a crucial role in this. Often, a scarcity of opportunities for social interaction can result in feelings of isolation. Isolation. We live in an era where our physical surroundings are increasingly supplemented and sometimes replaced by the virtual world. This brings us to the impact of the digital age on our social lives. Social media, the flagship of the digital revolution, has a profound on our perceptions of ourselves, others, and our relationships. While it has the capacity to unite people across continents, paradoxically, it can also contribute to feelings of seclusion. The constant barrage of filtered realities can create a sense of unattainability, which might in turn lead to comparisons and ultimately loneliness. We need to bear in mind that these factors are not exhaustive or applicable to everyone. However, understanding triggers can help us navigate and perhaps alleviate feelings of loneliness. Loneliness isn't just about feeling alone, it carries a heavy emotional toll. It's akin to being enveloped in a thick, smothering fog, where every sound gets muffled, every light dimmed. Imagine yourself ensnared in a one-sided conversation, extending your hand, hoping of connection, only to have it met with the cold, hard chill of indifference. Let's take, for instance, Alex, a bright-eyed who once had the vibrant energy of 1,000 suns, now feels as insignificant as a speck of blown away in the wind. Feeling like an alien in his new environment, the joviality of his surroundings only amplifies his isolation. The continuous gnawing of sadness, his self-esteem, make him feel as though he's standing on the edge, looking down at a chasm of despair. The emotional fallout of loneliness can be as devastating. The effects of loneliness aren't just emotional. They reach far beyond mental suffering and can cause significant harm to our physical health as well. Chronic feelings of loneliness and isolation can disrupt our sleep patterns, causing insomniacs to toss and turn in bed, unable to find the rest they crave. Lack of sleep can lead to a destructive cycle, where fatigue and loneliness feed off each other, exacerbating the feeling of being alone. Furthermore, loneliness can dramatically amplify stress levels. This heightened anxiety can lead to a host of accompanying health issues, such as high blood pressure and heart disease. In addition, it can compromise immune system, making us more susceptible to infections and illnesses. This sense of isolation can also negatively affect our eating habits. It can either lead to overeating, as food becomes a source of comfort, or undereating, due to lack of appetite from persistent sadness. In either case, an unhealthy diet can result in an array of serious health complications, such as the most devastating impact of loneliness is its capacity to breed mental health issues. Often, loneliness and depression go hand in hand, each fueling the other, creating a downward spiral that can be incredibly difficult to break free from. Loneliness, therefore, can leave scars both inside and threatens our well-being on multiple fronts, from our physical health to our mental and emotional state. It's a cry for help that often goes unheard, but one that we should never ignore. It's not all gloom and doom, though. There are practical ways to combat loneliness. In our fast-paced, loneliness can sometimes feel like an insurmountable challenge, but it's important to remember that it's not an unconquerable monster. There are viable tackle it head-on. To begin with, don't shy away from socializing. Shy away from socializing. Our connections with others, our sense of belonging and purpose. Regular social interaction help alleviate feelings. Next, never underestimate the power of self-care. Nurturing your own well-being is crucial in fostering positive mental health. This includes eating healthy, exercising regularly, doing activities you enjoy, and giving your mind the rest it needs. Do not hesitate to seek professional help either. Therapists and counselors are there to guide and support you. Can be a fulfilling experience. It connects you with others and life. Lastly, quantity doesn't necessarily equate to quality when it comes to relationships. It's having meaningful connections that count. Remember, it's okay to seek help. You're not alone in. Sometimes, the best lessons come from those who've walked the path before us. Today we have 3 amazing stories that are a testament to this universal truth. The stories of Jane, Tom, and Lisa. Let's begin with Jane. Jane, a woman of immense strength and determination, faced the demon of loneliness head-on. Rather than succumbing to the enveloping silence, she decided to wage a silent war against it. She found her weapon of choice in a club, not the traditional kind you might think of. It was a book club, a gathering of like-minded individuals where words served as the thread connecting their souls. Through shared passions and engaging discussions, Jane found herself surrounded by camaraderie, effectively combating her solitude. Then we have Tom, a man with a heart as vast as an ocean. Tom was always fond of animals, a passion that he turned to when loneliness tried to consume him. He made his way to a local animal shelter, finding companionship among the innocent eyes of the creatures who were also in search of affection. He adopted a dog, and in his newfound friend, Tom found a loyalty and companionship that effortlessly filled his void. Lastly, we have Lisa. Lisa's battle with loneliness was more complex, pushing her towards professional therapy. She sought help, opening herself fears and anxieties. Lisa's story is a brave one, reminding us that seeking professional help is not a sign of weakness, but a move towards self-improvement and healing. Each of these individuals found their way out of loneliness, and so, loneliness is a complex issue, but it's not insurmountable. This profound emotional state presents itself in various forms, from the feeling of distance even in crowded spaces, to the absence of emotional connection in relationships. We've explored its manifest definitions, deeply probed into its impacts, both psychological and physiological, that range from depression and anxiety to poor sleeping patterns and lowered immunity, thereby affecting overall health and wellness. We've also discussed diverse solutions, primarily fostering social connections, engaging in activities that bring and seeking professional help when necessary. Volunteering, for example, connects you to a larger purpose, helping alleviate feelings of disconnect. We've brought to light numerous real-life examples, stories of resilience and courage, effectively demonstrating that it's possible to conquer loneliness, despite its oppressive nature. Remember, it's perfectly okay to feel lonely, but you don't have to stay.